Alrighty, here we have what basically all the ingredients pretty much that we're going to use to make spring rolls. These are going to be pork spring rolls, ground pork. We took ground pork, well actually took sirloin, pork sirloin, and chopped it up, removed all the fat, chopped it all up, and seasoned it and marinated overnight. We put garlic and soy sauce in it. We use the low sodium soy sauce because this is healthy living. So then we got carrots, we got cabbage, and you can use either the green cabbage or the red cabbage. Red cabbage looks a little fancier, so if you like to look fancy, put some red cabbage in it. We're putting kale in ours just because it's very healthy. In this bowl we will have the bean vermicelli noodles once they're cooked, and over here we have the super thin rice paper that we use to wrap them in. Now these are not for frying, like egg rolls in, or the Philippine lumpia. These are strictly for the raw spring rolls, as you can see on the cover there. We are going to be cooking the pork in some coconut oil. This is the garlic that we already seasoned the pork with. Some basil. We'll add that. It's better to add fresh basil, but this is all we got. We got some low sodium soy sauce. So those are the ingredients. So we're gonna chop up the cabbage right now and show you how to chop that up. We just cut out a wedge basically from the cabbage plant, and then you take it and I'm going to show you how to. Can you chop on this side so we can see?
It's hard for me.
So basically, you see the cut there. It's just kind of slicing off one corner. It makes these nice little shredded little pieces like that, perfect for putting into the egg rolls. So you just cut that whole thing up, and then the carrots over here, she'll show you how to cut those up. We're just kind of doing this quickly, and then after we show you the basics on cutting these up.
And then into 3 pieces.
So she starts with one carrot, and then she chops it into 3 pieces, basically like that. And then she just kind of cuts on the side. She doesn't shred them. You could, I guess, shred them. She just basically slices them into over here on this side, so you can see they're just thin slices. And then she goes back and cuts them into long, basically little, like a shoestring potato or shoestring carrot type thing. And those are perfect for spring rolls. And then the kale, she kind of chops that up finely. Gets that out and
just roll it over.
Kind of rolls it up. She's telling me she rolls it up. And then she cuts along the side there. Yeah, you see, like that. And then she'll just do like there you go. Chop it up, small pieces. And that way if you don't chop it small, it's kind of puffy and it makes it hard to roll the spring rolls. So it's better to, if you're going to add something that's kind of I don't know, fluffy like this, it's better to chop it up small, and then that works good. Okay, so we will. She's gonna start cooking. She's got to boil these. She has to fry this, and then we'll be back. All right, we're gonna start cooking the ground pork, or chopped pork. Actually, it's not ground; it's chopped. She chopped it herself, hand chopped from a pork loin, a trimmed pork loin. So we're gonna put some coconut oil in there, about a teaspoon. That's all that you need. You may not even need that, but because this is healthy lifestyles, we only use coconut oil. We don't cook in anything else. The other healthy oil that you could cook in would be olive oil, but we just prefer coconut oil. Plus, this is tropical type food, and those melting. She's getting all of her tools ready. And we're also boiling water here to put the mung beans in. I believe that this this is made from mung beans, and mung beans, I believe, are also what bean sprouts are. So it's a noodle made from whatever bean the bean sprout grows from. So that's kind of interesting. You could use rice noodles in here. You can also, instead of pork, you can use shrimp. And then instead of whatever vegetables here, you can also add bean sprouts. So you know, it's kind of just make up your own recipe and go for it. Whatever sounds good to you. So you're going to test the oil, and it's getting there, starting to bubble. Yeah, that's good. Time to put it in, puts all the pork in, and just, you know. It's cooking up a storm here, so she'll get this all cooked up. And again, we've already seasoned it and marinated it, soy sauce and garlic. You can put a few more spices in there if you felt like it, but those are the ones that we like in our pork. So we'll let her cook that. And in just a second, she'll be putting the noodles in, and we'll be back to show you what the noodles look like when they're all done. So we'll be back in just a second. All right, we're ready to put the noodles in. We got put 2 of these. I don't know how many of these that we're going to actually make, but they come in little bundles, these noodle food. So just cook those basically the same as spaghetti. Just cook them till the noodles are soft, and then you know, do we drain them and rinse them, or do we just take them straight out of there and put them in a bowl?
Yeah, drain it the water.
Do we rinse it?
No need to rinse it.
No need to rinse.
Just cool down.
You heard the chef. No need to rinse. So anyway, we'll be back and start. I guess once all this is done, we can just start rolling them up. So
Yeah.
we'll be
cool
back.
Down, make it cool down.
We'll be back in just another few seconds. Bye. All right, it looks like the noodles are done, and she's going to drain them. And here she's got her little, whatever that silver thing's called, no, it's not a colander, but anyway, drains them out. And then she said she rinses them. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe just shakes them a lot.
Yeah, let it drain the water.
Okay, yeah, just trying to get the water out of them. And they're nice and slippery and wet and ready to go. Let them cool down a little bit also.
And the pork is done too.
The pork is also done. I think we need to probably put some, just going to put some basil in there and kind of stir it up so that kind of flavor the pork a little bit more. The holes on that side are kind of small, so she's going to put the bigger holes. I'll shake it. Gotta shake it, yeah. Once it gets kind of.
Okay, let's see.
Get a lot of flavor in those. But basil really brings out the kind of like the spring roll flavor in it. Alrighty, she'll stir that up, and then I think we'll be ready to roll the these little papers. You got to put some water like on a plate, and then lay them in there, and that softens them, because right now they're hard. They actually feel like a little sheet of plastic, but they're just rice paper. They're just rice all melted down into like a starch, and you can see there's a texture. It almost looks like a bamboo pattern on these. Really kind of interesting. But you put some water on this plate, and then you lay them in there, and then you let them kind of soften up, and as they get soft, then you roll them up. So we'll be doing that in just a second. She's getting all the pork out of the pan.
Can you help me?
Yeah, okay. You need to.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. And again, like I said, you can do this with
Just
shrimp. We
cool
did some
down.
the other day, and we did it with shrimp, so they turned out really good. So, but we didn't video it. So this time we thought, well, you know, we ought to video it. Other people may want to know how to make spring rolls. So All right, well, we're going to get these wet. It takes a couple of minutes, so we'll be right back after that, right when they're ready. See you in a minute. Alrighty, we're going to put another one in here, or put one in the water, get it soft. And again, she tells me don't get it soft, because if you get it too soft, you want it still a little bit like that kind of a hardish plastic feeling, but not completely hard. And you see what she did? She put the dry side down, so she put the top down when she flipped it on there. And that way, she says, when you roll it, it doesn't tear, which is kind of important, because these little thin rice papers here, they're super thin. They are very thin, and they'll just tear.
Carrots.
Put some carrots on there. And again, if you had bean sprouts, you could use bean sprouts. You know, whatever ingredients you want.
Then
we put. We're doing. And normally you would, use fresh basil in these, kind of mix it up a little bit, so you got kind of the pork's not all on one side and the other stuff isn't all on one side. The noodles, you're not going to be able to mix them up, because they just are not going to mix. They're kind of a sticky little thing, but you can just kind of string them out there and put them out like that. There you go. And she's gonna roll it up. First one she did just a second ago was like perfect. It came out really nice. And again, this little bowl of water she puts on her fingers and kind of wets those edges, so that when you fold it over, it sticks good. And the other edge gets that wet, and then folds them in like that. Folds it in like that, and then gets that other edge wet, and again, this is so it sticks good. So once we roll it all up, and voila, there you go, perfect. That's the second one there. So you just keep doing that until they're all done, and then you there's some there's some sauces that you can use to dip them in. One of them, you can take hot peanut butter, or you can take peanut butter, put it in the microwave, and heat it until it's kind of almost a liquidy consistency, and then you can dip them in that. You can also, there's like a Thai sauce. It's called a hot and spicy. No, I'm sorry, sweet and spicy sauce. It's kind of a clear, reddish. Comes in a bottle, clear glass bottle, and you can dip them in that. I don't know, maybe, I don't know what else people dip them in, but those are the two prime things that we use. So you see, she's doing one more. And then after this, we will put that on there, kind of mix it up a little bit, get the pork all kind of mixed in there. If you had shrimp, you'd probably put maybe 3 shrimp. In the restaurants, they'll slice the shrimp in half, kind of down the middle, and you'll see it looks like you got like 2 or 3 shrimp in there, but if you see 2 shrimp, you really only got 1, because they split it down the middle, and then they put the, like the pretty outside out, the 2 halves out, and it looks like you got more than you really have. So kind of tricky. We don't do that. We just put the 2 or 3 whole shrimp in there, because we really like the extra meat. We do live healthy, but we're not vegetarians. There we go, wrapping it up, and then again getting it wet. Just like the old cowboys rolled the cigarettes in the old days, you just roll these up, and voila, there's another one. So that's it. You just keep doing that until you got as many as you want. So that's pretty much how to do spring rolls, and hope you can make some really delicious ones for you and your family. So we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye bye.